Squid Game was supposed to be fair, but many players found ways to cheat or break the rules, and in this video, we're breaking down every single one of them, starting with a very dark one. Up until Season 3, Episode 2, Minsu was nothing more than a scared kid trying to survive the games. He was always shaking, sweating, and just trying to make it through another game without getting caught. But then he found something that changed everything. Minsu found a cross necklace with some special candies in it. Namgyu dropped it while he and Myungi were trying to eliminate another player. Minsu finding it would lead to very crazy things happening. Within seconds of having one, he completely lost his fear, but he also started tweaking. The same Minsu who was cowering in corners suddenly stood up straight, eyes sharp, movements confident. During the rest of hide and seek, Minsu wasn't hiding anymore, he was now hunting. When he ran into the shaman, when she started being mean to him, he snapped. He attacked her and eliminated her, leaving us with his first kill and first crazy moment. But it was completely unfair. By episode 6 during the Sky Game, Minsu was completely gone. The hallucinations had taken over. He'd get attacked by enemies that didn't exist, see hallucinations and just trip out constantly. In the Sky Squid Game, he'd finally be eliminated when Myungi knocks him off, putting an end to the first cheater on our list. But this wasn't the only person who used candy to cheat. Namgyu didn't stumble into candy use like Minsu. He befriended Thanos, the legendary rapper, at the start of Season 2. Fortunately for Namgyu, Thanos came prepared as he was the original user of the candies. When Thanos died, Namgyu stole his cross necklace with the candies in, and quickly became reliant on the candies to survive. Namgyu was so nervous in every game he would have to use one of the candies. These candies gave him such a performance enhancement that after he lost them, everything would go very wrong for him. Namgyu used drugs to cheat the system, but this next player had something even better. Inside information. Bongi was a former surgeon who found a different way to cheat. He secretly worked with corrupt guards in an organ harvesting operation. In exchange for removing organs from eliminated players, Bongi received early access to information and about upcoming games. This insider knowledge was the ultimate cheat code. While every other player went into games blind, Bongi could prepare strategies in advance. He knew which games required what skills, what choices to make, and how to position himself and others he teamed with for success. It was like playing a video game with a walkthrough guide while everyone else was on their first attempt. But the frontman discovered the operation. Bongi wasn't just eliminated, he was executed. His body was displayed before being disposed of like the victims he had exploited. The man who violated the sanctity of the games for profit became just another casualty. The frontman's message was clear.
이 게임 안에선 모두가 평등해.
Corruption would not be tolerated in his system. Bongi paid the ultimate price for cheating, but some players bent the rules in ways that were harder to punish. Deoksu was a notorious gangster with no interest in rules or fairness. In episode 4, he took advantage of the lack of supervision load during Lights Out to lead a nighttime massacre. This wasn't technically against the stated rules, but it was certainly against the spirit of fair competition. His most infamous moment came during episode 7's Glass Bridge game. When it was his turn to jump, Deoksu simply refused to move. He used intimidation and stall tactics, letting the clock run down, while other players begged him to go. Again, not technically against the rules, but definitely manipulation of the system. Whether this counts as cheating is debatable. The games never explicitly forbade killing between challenges or refusing to take your turn, but Deoksu was clearly abusing loopholes in ways that make it unfair for other players. His tactics caught up with him when Han Minyo, who he had betrayed earlier, dragged him to his death during the Glass Bridge game. His own brutal methods were turned against him in the end. Speaking of Minyo, she had her own ways of cheating. Minyo was a master of manipulation, seduction, and deception. During episode 3's Honeycomb game, she pulled off one of the most creative cheats in the series. She had smuggled a lighter into the games and used it to melt her honeycomb shape, instead of carving it out like everyone else. Beyond physical cheating, Minyo's real talent was psychological manipulation. She would form alliances for protection, then betray them when it was convenient. She used whatever tools she had, charm, pity, or even intimidation, to survive each round. Her final act wasn't cheating per se, but it was a powerful reversal. During the Glass Bridge, she took revenge on Deoksu by grabbing him and ensuring they both fell to their deaths. She turned his own ruthlessness against him in a moment of poetic justice. Minyo's manipulations were calculated, but this next betrayal was personal. Sang-woo was highly intelligent but morally bankrupt, having joined the games after embezzling millions and ruining his life. His worst moment came during episode 6's Marble game when he was paired with Ali. The betrayal was simple but cruel. Sang-woo tricked Ali with a fake plan to help them both survive. While Ali trusted him completely, Sang-woo swapped Ali's marble bag with one full of stones. Ali only discovered the deception in his final moments before elimination. This wasn't just cheating, it was a betrayal of trust from someone Ali considered a friend. Sang-woo used his intelligence and Ali's faith in him as weapons, but karma caught up with him. Sang-woo ultimately ran out of tricks and died in the final game, having burned every bridge and betrayed every friendship. Sang-woo fooled his closest ally, but the biggest deception came from someone nobody suspected. At first glance, Oh Il-nam appeared to be the most vulnerable contestant in Squid Game. He was a frail, confused old man. But beneath the surface, as the secret creator of Squid Game, Il-nam wasn't just cheating. He was architecting the entire ordeal, manipulating both the players and the deadly games themselves. Il-nam knew every challenge, every twist, and every hidden danger. He moved them through the deadly games with uncanny confidence, surviving situations that claimed dozens of others. His knowledge allowed him to avoid real risk, making his participation as a charade rather than a fight for survival. In episode 6, during the emotionally charged marble game, Il-nam's supposed death happened off-screen. No body was shown, and the moment was staged to evoke sympathy and shock. In reality, this was a calculated exit, proof that he was never truly a contestant. While others fought, betrayed, and begged for their lives, Il-nam was effectively touring his own creation, observing human nature under pressure. He left the competition not because he lost, but because he grew bored, a luxury no other player had. Il-nam's actions blurred the line between participant and puppet master. He didn't just bend the rules, he wrote them, ensuring he could never lose. His presence was a constant reminder that the game was always rigged in favor of its creator. Il-nam's reign set the stage for a new kind of manipulation, but his successor would elevate deception to an art form. Hwang In-ho, the frontman, the master of infiltration, Season 2, Season 3. After Il-nam stepped back, Hwang In-ho, known as the frontman, took control, bringing a new level of cunning and subterfuge to the games. Unlike Il-nam, who watched from above, In-ho stepped directly into the chaos, blurring the boundaries between overseer and contestant. In Season 2, In-ho disguised himself as a player to root out a growing rebellion. Already intimately familiar with every rule, twist, and secret, he used his insider knowledge to manipulate outcomes and eliminate threats before they could destabilize the game. In-ho gained the trust of contestants by posing as one of them, all while secretly feeding critical information to the guards and organizers. His dual role allowed him to influence both sides, ensuring the games remain under his absolute control. Unlike any other contestant, In-ho participated in challenges he had helped design, giving him an unfair advantage. He could anticipate dangers, exploit loopholes, and manipulate the flow of events to suit his objectives. While other cheaters eventually faced consequences, In-ho was never exposed. He crushed the rebellion from within, maintained his authority, and perfected the art of infiltration. His mastery of deception ensured the integrity of the games, at least from the organizer's perspective, remained intact. With In-ho at the helm, the games became a battleground not just of physical survival, but of psychological warfare and subterfuge. His methods were colder and more calculated than Il-nam's, proving that in Squid Game, the greatest advantage isn't strength or luck, but control over the rules themselves. Thanos thrived on chaos, drugs, and fear to carve out his place in the games. Across episodes 2 and 3, he dosed himself with performance-enhancing drugs, amplifying his aggression and giving him a psychological edge over the competition. His tactics weren't subtle. He manipulated the alliances, and during the infamous nighttime massacre, made sure he was always aligned with the most ruthless group, using intimidation and drug-fueled confidence to stay alive. But Thanos' relentless pursuit of survival came at a cost. His unpredictable behavior and reliance on drugs made him a threat not just to his enemies, but to his allies as well. As the games progressed, whispers of his manipulations spread. Players who once tolerated his presence began to fear his next move. Paranoia, stoked by his own drug use, set in, blurring the line between friend and foe. In a brutal twist, the very chaos Thanos unleashed turned on him. The remaining contestants, united by a common enemy, orchestrated his violent elimination, deciding that his brand of danger could no longer be ignored. Every player so far bent or broke the rules to survive, each in their own way. But amid this landscape of deception and desperation, one player stood apart, making a choice that would define the true meaning of integrity in the game. In the final episode of Season 3, Gi-hun faced a moral test. The frontman, In-ho, offered him a knife before the final game. The implication was clear. Gi-hun could use it to eliminate others and guarantee his victory. Gi-hun accepted the knife, but made a crucial decision. He chose not to use it. Instead of taking the easy path to victory through violence, he resisted the temptation to cheat or kill. This choice led him to lead a rebellion against the games rather than trying to win them. The frontman spared Gi-hun, possibly out of respect for his moral stance. In a game where everyone else found ways to cheat, drugs, betrayal, insider information, manipulation, Gi-hun proved he was morally different from other players. His choice showed that in Squid Game, maintaining your humanity might be more important than survival itself. While every other player compromised their morals for an advantage, Gi-hun chose integrity even when offered an easy way out. The knife represented everything wrong with the games, the temptation to abandon morality for survival. By rejecting it, Gi-hun rejected the fundamental premise that the games force upon players, that life is only valuable if you're willing to sacrifice others for it.